Hello guys, welcome to Two Latin Brothers, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we have another guest for you guys. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
I think you should say what week it is.
Well, I don't remember already.
You don't remember?
No, it's 14. It's 14.
Yeah, it's
week 14.
We just talked about it.
We talked about this earlier, just for context. We still haven't introduced our guest. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Gregory.
I call him Greg. So this guest is my guest. So, quick rundown. The way we do it when we have a guest, the other brother will make questions. Will ask questions. Well, Victor will ask questions in this case since you're my friend, but it's more like of a way. Well, we've started taking this.
Oh, so like Victor can get to know me more than just you already.
Exactly,
know me.
right? Because the thing is when we talk about we have this terrible habit of when we talk about our friends, when we say so this guy, and we'll say their name, and then we'll just be like, so I have this friend. We'll never use the person's name again.
Yeah.
Right. So whenever we're telling stories to each other, it's like we have no context. But now at least like he has an idea of like what my friends are like. Yeah. I know what his friends are like now, and it's like this really bizarre, nostalgic thing, especially since the guest we have on, I need to do some catching up with him.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been too long. Every time we meet, it's just like, all right, see you again in 20 years.
It's just like we like crash course our lives like super fast. Yeah. And those like 3-4 hours that we have, we're like, okay.
I mean, every moment is precious, right?
I mean, fair enough. All right. So I guess first question, go.
Yeah. 3 questions, right?
I mean, we can do 5 if you want. I mean, it depends.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys remember the first time you met?
Yeah, it was probably, I think, grade 7. Oh, shoot. At Ridgemont High? No, that's not our high school.
It's just the last name.
Don't worry about it. We'll edit that.
Yeah, that was the thing. Anyways, so yeah, I was in a class and grade 7, and I think what happened was he was switching up seats every day, so this way we weren't with best friends, and I sat beside Adrian one day, and wait, I'm allowed to say your name, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm on the lookout here. Anyways,
I remember it. We the very first day he like assigned our seats. Yeah. And then he found out that many people who knew each other ended up close to each other, right? So you'd just be talking, and then like the next week, we walked in and we were put in like to like these like groups. Yeah. You remember that? Like we were like,
I remember the group thing.
Right, we were like in like groups.
We had like stupid families, and I'm like, I hate this class.
But I remember how, and you ended up in that, and then we like really hit it off.
Well, no, see, like I wanna really point out like the first time I ever met Adrian. And it was literally the question of, do you know exactly where the bathroom is? Because, like, in that school, I didn't know where anything was. It was my first time, and this guy already knew it for a little while. So anyway, I was like, yo, you know this stuff. Where's the bathroom? And I was like, you know what? If there's anybody I need to stick around, it's Adrian. So,
I don't remember that at all.
No, I remember that clear as day, because I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm walking down those halls forever, buddy. Thank you so much for guiding my way.
I mean, hey, when nature calls. No, I don't remember that at all. Wow.
Oh, jeez, you're telling me I don't remember stuff.
No, look, okay, here's the thing. Look, okay, like, I have... Okay, my memory used to be... No, my memory used to be amazing. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know, if you look around... Because we happen to be in my living room right now. Yeah. If you look at all the pictures of me on the walls, if you look at them very carefully, from picture to picture, I just look progressively more and more tired.
You're just getting more and more sick of it every day.
Like... That's literally the thing. Like, I have people who, like, they'll look at me, like, when I'm 5 on the wall, and then they'll be like, jump when he's 12. I just look like I went through, like, a life as a whole.
Like, and then, did you have a bed?
Another time jump, and it's like, I just look even more dead. I'm, like, progressively just becoming a zombie, essentially. Yeah. But... So, and the thing too with that is, it's like, I'm starting to forget, like, certain key things from, like, my childhood. Oh, yeah. So, like, there'll be times where I'll be talking to someone I haven't seen in years. They're like, hey, how you been? And I'll run into them and be like, I don't even remember your name. And they remember everybody. Like, hey, Adrian, how you been? And I'll be like, so how you been?
Yeah, well, the way I see it is, I'm only 21 years old, man. There's a whole lot of life still in front of me. And if I don't remember something from even like 10, 20, whatever the hell, how many years, you forget things, man. It's going to move forward, and that's about it.
I wish I could just archive it.
Yeah, you want to write it down? Go ahead, you got it recorded.
Like, now I know how we met. You asked if you could go to the water.
Oh, yeah. No,
now I know.
You'll never forget that one, and I will make sure you never forget.
Well, I mean, now it'll be uploaded and Enter the Void of Eternity. It'll be there forever. Absolutely. The whole world will know our friendship began.
The archive, yeah.
So yeah, that's well, like, see, I guess I'll give my recollection of how we met.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like, my recollection is just like right after like we were put into these groups. I believe you sat right in front of me. The very first time.
Are you talking about the group work we did with
no.
Jay?
No. I mean, like, we did this, right after we had just, the class had started, we were put into the like, family thing. And I remember, you sat right in front of me, like, literally right in front of me. And we started talking, and from there on, I just remember our friendship just essentially becoming a friendship. Yeah. But it was really bizarre because you knew some of my friends already. Yeah. Because you guys had gone to...
we went to like a different school together. Yeah. And then like some of them bounced out there.
And I was like... And it was really interesting because some of these people were like really, really close friends of mine already.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then like five of us had just hit it off, and I was like, what is going on? I'm like, how does this guy know all these people? What has he been stalking me? Like, that was literally what it was.
I'm in the back bush.
No, like the first like week or so, that was literally what it was like. I was like, how does he know these people? And then I remember asking you, and you told me, oh, we went to school together and stuff. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, smaller world than you thought, eh?
So he's not just a creep.
So I've been watching you, Adrian. I'm going to be your friend. Sorry, guys.
You just freaked out like half the audience. All right,
everyone with headphones is just traumatized right now.
Who's this guy they got on the street? I don't like it.
Just drag him off the street. Here's Gregory.
This distasteful act of fear.
Yeah. Let's see. The next question. What is one memory you guys will always have? Like, one memory you guys had fun and you both remember.
Oh, had fun with Adrian? No, I'm joking. Adrian's a cool dude.
Or like a very memorable moment.
Let's see here. Oh, you know what? There was many a time, man. Adrian used to always do this. He'd always push me into it, or at least I think I got into it afterwards. I was going into the school at recess because you're not allowed, and we'd run around the hallways. And it was like, it was damn near a scene out of Breakfast Club, you know, where they're running through the hallways to see the dude like, running around.
Well, like, I remember how, like, remember that, like, really long hallway from the gym all the way to the other end of the school?
Yeah.
Like, that main long hallway. We used to race down it.
Yeah, sprinting.
Oh my gosh, we just sprint across it.
Once you knew there was no one else in those hallways, man.
Yeah, we were just sprinting down it.
First thing you want to do is just run.
There was this one teacher who she'd always, like the drama teacher, she would always catch us, like close to the, because her room was like right at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
And she would almost always be like,
you'd have to like run down the staircase real quick because like her door was right there.
Yeah, we just like looking down the staircase.
Get out of there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there was that, and probably.
Oh, I remember doing that too in grade 9. Remember that?
Well, I wasn't in.
Grade 9, grade 8.
Yeah. Well, grade 9.
Yeah, that's right. We happened to be. That's when I vanished officially.
Yeah. No. I wanted to talk about that one especially because for flip's sakes, man. Adrian was like that one buddy of mine. I could always like see down the hallway, like, yo, Adrian, what up, dude? And one day I remember going to school and it was just like I didn't see him. You know, sick day or something. I guess next day, sick day is number 2. You know, in a while I started realizing like, yo, what the hell is this dude? He just like, kind of disappeared. I think after I think it was the semester changed.
No, it was grade 9. After grade 9, I switched. But I did tell you.
I believe you did. Yeah, you were saying you wanted to go to a school that had better musical plan.
Yeah, because I was like very musically oriented.
Yeah. I was looking out for you, buddy. I was like, fucking.
No, it was interesting though, because like I only told like 2 people, you and someone else, and then I ran into someone like my first year of college, and they saw me at the college, and they literally almost tackled me. They're like, "You're alive," and I was like, when did I die? That's literally the reaction they had. And I was like, they were like, yeah, they're like, after you left, people were saying you died. And I was like, people were saying I died? And
as far as I know.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I mean, like, there was general concern.
Yeah, right? I'm sure, like, there was like, what the heck happened?
Well, like, the thing too is like, okay, so here's what happened. So I had a Facebook account in grade 9.
Oh.
My Facebook account was like great and all that. But like in the middle of the summer between grade 9 and grade 10, my Facebook account got hacked and I couldn't get into it anymore. So I just like gave up on that. I'm like, forget Facebook. I don't need Facebook. Whatever. That's fine.
It's the best way to go.
Yeah. So then, I remember in grade 11, my music teacher actually asked me if I had a Facebook account because they had like a group for like the music stuff and all that jazz. And they're like, also like if I cancel like a practice for band or whatever, he's like, he'll just post it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So he's like, so that way you know. And I was like, make a Facebook account again. I'm like, everyone's going to find me. So then I changed my name.
That little name there.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, like it was a name that was given to me by
I remember you saying something like that.
Yeah, there was a gym teacher who gave me the, I can't remember, what was I doing? No, I was running, and he used to call me, because your high school's mascot was Ram. He called me, like, Run Ram, and then I remember, there was a friend of mine, hopefully I can get her on here, she can tell this story better. I was like in the yearbook class or whatever. For some reason, I don't even know how I even got into that class because I don't remember registering for it. But I remember, we were like helping out with like the photo day or something. And I was just running back and forth the whole day. And she started calling me Speedy because I'm half Mexican.
Yeah,
you know what I'm sure you can put two and two together. Like,
just like it kind of represents a mouse.
If anybody was saying that and they didn't intend on it, I would prompt you to go and tell them about it.
So like that's how that started. So like, well, now the whole world knows what my Facebook account is.
Well,
I mean, like just the first half, but like, so then.
Well, they already have your Instagram.
You don't have to friend them back.
Well, like no, but like the really funny thing too is it's like at first my Facebook name was my actual name, but no one in the high school would friend me back. I changed it to Speedy, and everyone added me back.
Everyone found out.
And I was like, everyone was like, "Who's this Speedy guy?" No, it's really no one asked me that because everybody knew me by that name.
Okay, yeah.
So because that started like, you know, it just happened somehow. But what was really funny is that as my actual name, no one actually like used my actual name by then. And then like it just kind of carried over. And then I remember when I got to college, our second guest, he asked me, he knew my actual name, but then he saw it on like my Facebook account, he asked, and then he just kept calling me that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then one of our profs overheard him call me that, and then she started calling me that. And I was
snowball
like,
from there.
Yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there. And like right now, I'm like, I haven't told anybody.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm like, when I add people on like my Instagram or stuff, I'm like, hey, just use my real name. Like I have to just use my real name.
Please.
And they're like, why? I'm like, I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to let it go. I'm like, I'm entering the professional world, Sim. Just let it die.
I have a really embarrassing email that I have had on everything. I'm not going to say it, of course. That's just ridiculous. But, you know, it's just hilarious how it's like, you know, you make these things as a kid, you grow up with it, and you're 13 years old, you use it, do whatever the hell. And it's like for important stuff, too. And as you're getting older, you look back, and it's like, that's what you use for the most important thing in your life. And you're like, crap! Hey, can I change that? And they're like, yeah, but like, it'll always have a part in your main at the end of the day. So like for me it's just sad in such a way. And like Facebook especially, there's like so many embarrassing photos and crap on it, and it hurts because whenever I went out working in roofing and stuff, a lot of the guys were checking me out on Facebook, looking at my old ass photos and all the crap I've done from the past, and I'm just like, oh my god, man,
why would you do that?
That's a death sentence.
No, but that's the thing, like a lot of people do that. Like like my father too, he says like before they hire someone at the company he works for, they'll like do background check and like they'll social media check.
Like, smoke weed every day. You know, it's like,
no, he says it's crazy. Like you'll see like videos of them like partying like crazy, and he's like right there, red flag. Like I know like every Monday you're gonna come in like, you know, hungover every Monday.
Well, I'll tell you, man, even if I'm hungover, I'll still show up for work. It's like whether or not.
I mean, like
I may not be good at my job, but I'm there.
I mean, that's what counts, right?
Quite really. I tell my boss that every time I go to bed, I'm like, you know, I might be drunk, but I promise you I'll get up in the morning for this job. I'll show up, get a coffee in me. I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Like I promise I'll get there.
Oh man, but like you wake up and you're laying there thinking to yourself, just stop everything right now, man. Just for another couple hours of sleep.
Just for another couple hours.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
No, we're flying very quick through these questions. It's supposed to be 45 minutes, and we're 14 in.
Oh geez.
I mean, we did a little side story.
Yeah. Let's see. Should I just move on to the last question and then just build on conversation?
No. I mean, might as well. I don't even know anymore.
I mean, like, what other questions you got here?
Well, like, there's a few other things I want to hit on, but like, go for it.
Okay. What are your hobbies? Like, what do you do in your spare time?
My hobbies? Oh, man, I can't talk about one of them. I'll tell you that one right now. No, my hobbies, like, playing video games for one. Of course, everybody does that if you're in there. But, like, who can't deny?
It was, okay, for context, so the reason why he's laughing is, before the podcast started, he's been doing this thing now where every time I have a guest on, she'll always ask them, like, what video games do you play?
I'm a teenager. It's my life.
No, I know.
I
get that. But, like, I'm like, we need to, like, I mean, we gotta make it more interesting if you keep asking the same questions over and over and over again, right?
But it's a different answer every time.
Okay. It's like, what's your favorite game? Call of Duty. Okay, don't talk anymore. This interview is done.
Like, half the people we've had on are like, what is it? They'll always be like, Fortnite or like PUBG or like, what's the new Apex?
Apex Legends? That's not bad. I'll tell you
I haven't played it yet.
It's really surprising. I was like, man, this is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I hate Fortnite. I'll tell you that one, man. Like, my worst part about it, you'll spend about 20 minutes trying to collect your shit, getting really good, get halfway into the circle. You're dead.
I never got into it.
Yeah, good for you. Really
I got into PUBG though.
PUBG, yeah.
Like on my phone. I really got into that.
PUBG is actually a lot like Apex, and that's why I would recommend it, especially because like all the characters have their own like little unique abilities.
Yeah.
However, they're not even that good, but like if you're good at the game, you could be like, hey man, I could go like and fly over there and be like, whatever, and it's like it helps, like you got one chick who can heal people. If you're a good team player, you're gonna heal your friends, like bottom line.
No, but that was the thing, but continue with your hobbies. That's just it. It's just like video games.
I play bass guitar,
I didn't even know that.
Well, I mean, I picked that up after high school. Actually, I was like, I love bass guitar. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, my favorite movie. I read all his books. You remember that? I hope. Mr. McCormick brought us out 2 chapters.
I love how you just dropped his name.
No one's gonna know. It's like his first name has to be something out there. Just type in McCormick on Facebook, you'll never find him.
That's a challenge. Tweet at us if you find him.
Anyways, be like, this guy on a webcast named Greg talked about you, I guess. Good for you, man. Anyways, he took us out, got us books and stuff like that. I remember finding like the Scott Pilgrim book, novel, whatever the hell.
Isn't there like
7 of them, like 8?
Yeah.
And he bought everyone for me, man.
Really?
But didn't buy it for me, bought it for school. But I was first.
He bought them for you.
I was first reading. I was like, I want to read the next one. He was like, I'm buying it. But anyways, like that book, like it's all about like a man in his life, and he's a real piece of crap, and he goes through some changes because he realizes how much of a piece of crap.
Should we like give a spoiler warning?
No, I would say like if you've watched the movie, what you should know is like he cheats on his girlfriend by dating another girl because like he's like spoiler. It's not even
so spoiler.
Whatever, man. It's like years old, man. If you haven't read it or watched it by now, it's your own fault, man.
I don't think he's seen it. You haven't seen Scott Pilgrim.
Well, I recommend it.
Okay, so now we'll add it to the list of things you need to get through.
Okay.
Like it's really funny. Every time there's a guest on that's a lot older, well, like that's at my age, he'll always drop like, what is it? You gotta play like, I was playing like the 4th Final Fantasy, and he'll be like, I've never played. I'm like, because he weren't even alive yet when it came out.
Hey, I played a lot of games that are not part of my time.
Play Silent Hill. Yeah, that's a scary game for you to get into. But like, I promise you, a good scary game for you to get into if you want to like really start getting to the scary stuff is Resident Evil.
Everybody says that. Why is it?
Well, okay, no, Resident Evil. Okay, when it started out, the reason why it was cool was because the controls sucked. And that's scary when you're about to die. Like, why can't I do the thing I want to do? And like, it's frustrating, damn near. And then, like, as they went on, they kind of started making the game different. Like, Resident Evil 4 is actually, like, a much more, like, combat shooter, but they still made it very clunky and awkward. Like, where, like, if you aim, you can't move. So, like, you have to, like, unaim, spin around, run that way. And it's like, geez, I feel like I'm, like, mentally having a problem here. You know what I mean?
You really have to think it through.
Oh yeah, I don't want to say that R word, you know what I mean?
Okay, anyway.
That's
not politically correct anymore. Because we're all PC.
PG and all that.
No, PC. Yeah. So that's it? Just bass guitar, video games?
Yeah, video games. I'm into movies too. I like to watch videos like Red Letter Media.
Okay.
On YouTube. They if you've ever heard of Cinema Sins, that's more of like a joke on movies.
Yeah.
It's more like, this guy's too hot to be reading this book. Shit.
It's really funny. Like they do this. Like I love the ones where like they're like because they totally do that in like real life. Like there's like, what is it, like there's like every time like it's a romance film, and they're like, because you totally ask for a girl's number like within 3 seconds of meeting
something
them.
like that. Yeah,
like
some some stupid
Yeah,
thing.
and then they go, and of course he got the number.
Yeah.
Like, what world are we living in?
I mean, earlier today I almost got a number. I was like, man, I don't even know if I should be doing this right now, because I was like at a beer store and like in a cashier, and lady's like, yo. Oh, hey, she had to check my card, and she's like, hey, you're same age as me, and I was going to be like, oh, really? You know, is your phone number the same as mine? You know? That would be great. You know, I was like, damn it, Craig, say it!
This is the problem. Like, I feel like now like for our generation anyway, like we have like this inbuilt fear to do that.
Oh, no, okay, I'll tell you the reason for this one is because it's always like, gotta treat women with respect. Okay, you know what? We're not talking about this too far.
No, that's the thing, right? We were told that all our lives.
We're supposed to be super respectful.
Yeah.
However, I will tell you the most honest truth. You need to treat a woman.
No, just stop.
Yeah, you might want to
just stop. I got that one out. No. See, like they're so bold. His generation is like it's funny because like, you know, they'll be shy at first, but like give it like 10 minutes and like the guy asks for her number, her Facebook, her Instagram, her Snapchat. Like
he has all her contact.
He has all her stuff to reach her.
Oh well, yeah, okay. I suppose it's because like that's this day,
right?
generation.
Yeah, but like
when I was younger, man, like you have to like kind of go and knock on her door and just be like, hey, do you want to like come out, hang out? I guess.
Yeah, right. Like it was different, right?
It was awkward as shit.
Yeah, it was awkward, but like for them, it's
so easy.
And now with like what is it, Instagram? You just search for them. It's like, oh, I found follow.
I found them,
and then you slide in the DMs.
I'll tell you what. Like if you want a relationship like that, you're just going for the whole like physical interaction kind of a thing. I'll tell you that one. If you're looking for somebody who you want a lasting relationship with, you're not going to find them anywhere. You're going to run into them, and that's just
as far as I've known, you've had like a few long relationships, or like
just a couple.
Yeah, just a few. Right. That's why I said a few. I didn't want to number. I didn't want to give a number.
I don't want to
expose, but I was like,
not like 18.
Calm yourself.
No.
You know, just because I wasn't around doesn't mean I don't hear things. That's actually one of the things. A friend of mine, he got really concerned because I heard that something had happened to him. I'll tell you about it later if you want.
Sure.
Something had happened to him, and I remember I called his ex-girlfriend. No, I found his ex-girlfriend's email. I emailed her and she replied, and then and I asked her for his number. She gave me his number and I called him, and he lost it. He could not believe it. He was like,
what?
that I had gotten this news. He's like, man, I haven't seen you in like 4 years. Like, who told you? I'm like, just because I'm not in your life anymore doesn't mean I don't keep tabs on all of you.
No.
Like, and that's like,
you meet people that you know that know the guy.
Yeah, but like that's one of the things like I try to do, and it may be, I guess it's kind of like, someone told me it's kind of creepy, but like I just like to keep tabs on like all the really close friends I've had.
You know what I would say? The best people would do such a thing.
Yeah, right. Like
I don't have enough friends that try to say hello to me from time to time, and then I'm like, you know what, yo, piece of creds.
Well, like recently the biggest issue I've heard.
Exactly what I'll tell you. I'm doing a pretty bad job of that myself. So tell people that, you know. What I mean?
Like one of the things is like I've run into is like everyone wants to hang out or have like a meetup, but I'm just so busy. I'm so busy. Like the other day, someone was like, hey, we want to meet up at this time. I'm like, guys, I'm at school at that time. And they're like, well, we're done our program. We have jobs. We like took the day off. And I'm like, well, that's great that you guys can do that. But I have my finals in like 3 weeks. I can't be like missing class. And they're like, and it's like stuff like that that's been like happening recently. And I'm like, how like just like trying to like make time. So now that we have this, I have like a legit excuse, because it's like, no, I gotta upload every week. I gotta find somebody.
You want to see what I was doing? Go listen to my podcast.
Yeah. No,
like share.
Exactly. So while you're at it, just so you know,
follow it, everything. Link in description.
Could use all the shoutouts.
No, retweet it. No, share, please share. No, actually, the other day, one of my, because I'm doing like this internship.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that. Well, maybe Monday, but like not.
Too genuine. I can't talk on a microphone.
It's really hard. You have no idea. Like,
because sometimes you forget the mic is there.
I work in a building down the street from the place that has the thing. You know.
Okay. So anyway, but like, what I can tell is like they work with immigration.
Okay.
Anyway, but like because I'm taking social work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That you should know that already. At least you should remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
something like that.
But anyway, one of my coworkers, she was telling me how like her and her husband want to start like a YouTube channel. I'm like, you guys should do it. I'm like, just be like very careful about like what you upload. She's like, see, that's the thing, right?
So what do you upload?
Well, like no, like, and then I was telling her how like how me and my brother have a podcast, and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And literally right there, she says she like followed us on Spotify. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I just done? I'm like, I started like trying to think of like every story or every scenario I've talked about where I've been, and I'm like, I haven't said anything bad, have I?
Hey man, if you're gonna do this, you should never have any regrets about it. You know?
No, I know.
Like the moment that chick must have clicked that follow button, you should have been like, all right, my bed's been made. I'm going to lay in it.
So we're like, my grave's been dug. Just jump in there.
A rose by another name, you know.
But like, I remember on my way home, I was like thinking really hard. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm fine. But like, it was funny because like I spent like I go 30 minutes on my way home. That was the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, oh my gosh. What have I done? I was like, what have I talked about? I couldn't. And there are moments now where like I'm like, have I said this already? Like, have we talked about this?
Yeah, actually, when we recorded the last podcast,
last week's podcast, even though for us it's technically on last week, but last week,
but last week's podcast, he continued being like, did I say this? Yeah, I'm like, no, you haven't. I'm like, I know it's a fact you haven't because
there's still a story I have to tell, but I'm not going to tell this episode. I'm going to tell next episode.
Oh, I see. I'm not a good enough special.
No, it's just
I'm joking.
It's because this episode's all about you. Yeah, you're the highlight of this episode. Oh. Feels special. We're gonna title it with your name and everything.
G.
Yeah.
Just put that.
Just with G. Feet G.
No, don't do that. That's lame.
That would be great. Do you have another question by any chance?
That's my 3 questions.
No, I mean you can go for
pull one out of your butt.
Well, the one I wanted to ask.
Fine, ask it.
What are your top 3 favorite video games? Go. It doesn't matter. They can be recent.
So Dark Souls 1, definitely, just because.
Why does everyone say Dark Souls?
Because Dark Souls games are actually good. Like Blood.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Like my favorite thing about Dark Souls was that whenever I was first playing it, like I didn't know what I was doing. I called my buddy over to my place. He played a little bit for me. Pretty much took the controls from my hand. Did a bunch of crap. He killed a...
Sounds like me and Thomas.
The Knight of
Previous
Kareem.
guest, episode 4.
He kills the Knight of Kareem for me, gets me the Ring of Favor and Protection. I'm like, sweet, this is dope, man. I love this. And then it's like, I try to make my own account and do another file. I have no idea what he did. And I'm like, well...
Yes, because there's so many secrets and stuff that you don't...
You just gotta play yourself. You just gotta play yourself, go through it each piece by piece by piece, and then at the end of the day, you'll have a blast. But the best part about it is, like, in Dark Souls 1 especially, the Taurus demon. No, not the Taurus, the Kappa demon. That's where I quit.
See, I wouldn't know, because he's a Dark Souls fan.
Okay, the Kappa demon.
I don't have time anymore.
Okay, actually, Dark Souls, very cool game. The reason why it's cool is because the way it was built is pretty much to kind of make you get used to things. Yeah. And then smack you across the face with another right?
It gets you adapted, and then it changes on you.
It like literally like through the way that the world is shaped for you to move around in, to the way that the enemies are attacking you. So like in
like their patterns change.
There's even that, and like a lot of times it's gonna be like. You open a door and it's like, oh, there's a guy there. But like as soon as you walk in, there's a guy right to the side. But you couldn't see him because, the way you're looking at it.
Yeah, the perception.
Exactly. So it's like always keeping you on your toes. And like the best part about it is when you're really good, you'll fly through that game. When you really suck, it's going to make sure that you get really good. And that's where the joke comes from. Get good. But other than that,
so that would be like your top?
Not my top, actually.
Because he asked for your top 3.
That was like number 2, I would definitely say. Just because like that one, you can't not say it, I guess. But another.
What is it? We used to ask for top 5.
No, top 3. Top 3.
No, I mean we used to ask for top 5.
All right, well.
But I mean, like for time's sake, let's ask for top 5.
Honestly, I don't think I can come up with top 5, man. Like there's a lot of them.
I say top 3 because it makes it easy on the person.
Quite really, yeah.
Okay, fine. Top 3.
I mean, I can't really say this one like too much just because I didn't play it a lot. But like Payday 2 is like really cool.
I've been telling him to play Payday with me, and he doesn't want to.
No. See, the biggest part about it is like for him, he might be really good, but he knows he needs another person to carry bags and do anything.
I need you to carry the bags.
Kill the ground, to put the zip ties on and stuff like that. Like there's stuff you can't do by yourself, and you're like, please, man, I just need your help. Play my game.
Exactly.
Like, man, I was doing the same thing my buddies do. They all got into it with me. I tried to like run them through the game. I did like the little jewelry store heist.
Oh, yeah.
Simple stuff. We aced it. Like first thing I was just get on the ground. No cops, no nothing. Got out of there, no problems. I'm like, oh my god, we just like Hail Married it. I can't believe this. Guys, we're amazing. And then they stopped playing. And I'm like, you suck.
It's like, we were so good.
Yeah. Like I was telling you guys are really good. You don't want to play. It's so challenging.
So is that what?
That's number number 3. Number 1, I don't know, man. I couldn't really tell you that one. It's probably like an RPG game of a sort, or in which you have like a party of a sort, you know? And you got to make sure they're all higher levels, like fighting stuff. Like Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy Crisis Core for the PSP. I remember I lent that to you and you played it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we lent PSP games back in the day.
Yeah,
it's a real OG crud.
No, like we did that with Game Boy games.
Yeah. I gave you a game and you got stuck on it real hard. And
what is it? It was Zelda.
Seasons. Seasons.
Yeah, Oracle
or
Seasons.
Ages or something. I'm
no,
not sure.
yeah, no. There was like this one level that like I just could not.
Yeah,
like
that game was really hard. I'll tell you that one.
I could not. Yeah. I just that level just to this day I still like I never got through it. Yeah. And then like I remember showing you, and you're like, oh, and you just like took the game away from my hand and like did it like 2 seconds. I was like, of course.
You don't forget those kinds of levels, right? You know?
But it was like it just like.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Crisis Core there, really cool game because when I first played through it, it was real hard because if you just focus on the story, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah.
But there's always this side stuff you can do.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you to do it, but it's there. And like I went through it and like literally I found like materials and stuff like that like what made my damage cap go from like 9,999 to like 90,999, which is a huge difference. So like I was blown away. I'm like, no, there's that kind of capability. Like I was so used to just like whoosh, 999, whoosh, 999, and then it was like 37K, 37. I'm like, wow, I'm not even there yet, man. I'm nowhere near where I need to be. Like, geez. Anyways, games like that really like pique my interest just because it's like you could put tons of hours in and you could see some.
So RPG
rewards.
top,
genre. Well, like what is it like? Well, like talking about side stories in games, like what is it like MMORPGs now? Well, like back in the day, you know, like I don't know if you know, like what is it? I finally got back into like Terra and like Rift and like all those stuff. Like those are like early like
never heard
when we
of
were
I'll tell you.
when we were like
never heard of Terra?
Whoa, seriously? When we were like grade 7, 8, those were like well, I guess they're like
I
for like
played
older
like a bunch of Quest Worlds, Maple Story, RuneScape, you know.
Okay, let's go
cool stuff,
like stuff like that. Okay,
cool
like stuff like that, right? But like
joking.
Like the side, like you could follow the main story.
Yeah.
But like when you go side story.
You
could just die and never finish the side story. Yeah. Like you just die and like the side story keep going. Like it's crazy. And like there are games like that like what is it like World of
Warcraft. So like you mean like dying is a consequence of the story in such a way?
No, like I mean like there's so much
kind of crap.
No, I mean there's so much like, content. like
have you ever played the Saw games? I'm sorry to bring that up.
No, I haven't.
Really cool games because like they always played on a concept that I've thought about in which when you die, the game doesn't end. You just play as another person trying to survive through the Saw games. And it's like totally different game all of a sudden. Like I'm not even kidding you. Like you could beat the game with this first guy. That's like the good ending, I guess you could call it. And like when you die with him, it's like, okay, you're gonna play as this chick now, and she's gonna go through her crap. And if you beat the game with her, but if you die, then you go to another chick. But it didn't do it too much. I think it did like twice or 3 times. But like to me, it blew my mind because I was like, oh man, I have to start over from the checkpoint. No, you're Alana now, and it's like,
whoa.
And it's like, whoa. I'm this guy's best friend now. So I was kind of attached to that guy, you know?
We didn't let a thing go.
I'm gonna start the game over now. That kind of stuff like really piques my interest. Like I like when I get. Oh, you know what? Bully. Oh God, man, Bully. Rockstar Games. It's a game about you being like a kid who moved to like a private school, and now you got to make it through the ranks of the bullies, the preppies, the jocks, the nerds, and not to forget the dropouts. And like the game is amazing. It literally is a very school themed game.
Yeah. I've never heard of this game.
In which you beat up kids. That was my favorite thing, man. But like, you also were trying to become the king of them all.
I feel like you had, as growing up, you had a lot of built up rage.
Oh man, yeah, no, I bottled that crap. Like,
we're gonna call this episode explicit.
No, I'm just
explicitly explicit.
No, it'll just be like a weird skipping time. Just be like,
yeah. No worries.
It'll be fine. No, but yeah, like
you guys silencing me.
Hey, look, I'm trying to be as PG as possible.
Don't you worry, I'm just cracking.
I know, like, and fairness to you, and like to any future guests I may have on, like, I get it, like. I get. I mean,
you're trying to do a show. I totally get that.
Recently, I've run into friends who are like, "Yo, man, I don't know how you do it. You like never swear. I don't think I've ever heard you swear." And I'm like, "Man, like you know, like every now and then, like a swear word will slip out, but it's like because all day I'm like around people. Where all I do is swear. Like every third word is an F word or like
my best advice to you. Sorry, the other day I'm using a hammer. I hit my hand. And, well, you can imagine the emotion you feel at that moment. And you either want to just whip the hammer across the yard and just maybe hit someone in the head and like the customer's now going to sue you or something like that. Or you could just stand up, say every gosh dang word in your inventory, and you just move on with life. And I really like dealing with my pain through words.
No, yeah, like, so, like, this is one of the things, like, I'm never in a situation like that to begin with, so.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, man, wait until it happens, and you'll start swearing like a mother flipper.
No, but, like, one of the things, like, so, I have this friend who, he just cannot, like, grasp how I do it, and I'm like, I can't even grasp how I do it. So it's like, I'm like, the other thing to, like, maybe the thing that really helps me is that when I go home, people at home don't swear.
Oh, you know what? Like, that does make a very big difference.
So, like, there's this huge disconnection, and, like,
like, I'll tell you the truth, one of my go-to lines is like, for flip's sake, but like in such a way that I say it, my parents used to always say that one, like it could be, gosh dang, the dogs didn't go outside whenever they wanted to go pee, you know? For flip's sake, yeah.
I don't remember,
so like, I say that word too many times and like too often, and I always hear my parents whenever I say it, so... I guess, you know, it does go with the fact that at home it doesn't go away.
Okay, well, no, yeah, but like, so they were like, so like a lot of like my friends are like, I don't know. And then like there's that, this one guy goes like, man, you know what, like, for the first few years of my life, it was just, I was called the F word. Yeah. So that's all I remember. That's what they'd yell at me. He's like, cause like, and then I'm like, well, that's another thing. Yeah. That's a different thing.
Unfortunate.
That's, you know, that's, like, and it's really actually in my program. I was telling Victor recently how like there's a lot of people who like they've been through some stuff, and that's why they're there, like, because they want to help people now. And I tell them how when they get to me and they ask me like, you know, so what have you been through, kind of thing, and I'm like, literally nothing. Like, no, like literally nothing. Like, you know, like the underlining part of my life is that I'm dyslexic.
No, I hear you there, man. And like, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of in the same boat in such a way where it's like, you know, quite really enough, I may complain about how my life sucks and I'm not happy, but at the end of the day, like, I can't really say there's nothing wrong with my life, you know, or like there hasn't been much wrong, you know. Yeah. And it's like, does that mean I'm better than people, or does that mean like, you know, I've had it better than people? No, it just means that I've been fortunate enough to not have to run into any consequences so far, you know. And like, you know, maybe not now, but later it's gonna hit you in the face. And like, you know, it's just like right now, while you're living the smooth and narrow, you know, keep a smile on your face is what I would say to you, buddy.
Yeah, no, like, no, so like, no, so
like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm just trying to say
you got like really deep just now.
Yeah, well, it's every day for me, man.
No, like, like, no, it's like, it's like, I've even had professors ask me like why I'm here, and I'm like, okay, look, like, I need to tell you something. I shouldn't be here, apparently. Like, according to like what all
who says that?
Like, no, like, according to like all the stories that like I've heard, some horrible, like, some people have really had like the short end of the stick in life, and they show up to class every day, and I'm like, and I can't get up at 6:30 a.m. to be here at 8. Yeah. Like, you know, like, and it's like,
so
right, like,
those kinds of comparisons are actually very good for you, I would say. Like,
no, but like, it's really interesting because like, and I was telling, I told this one prof that I was like, you know what, it's really bizarre because it's actually more motivating than like previously. I'm like, because it's insane. Like, some of this, and like, the other big issue I guess I have is that like I'm in a room full of extroverts.
Okay, so like you're pretty much the only one who's sitting in the corner.
No, well, I'm not really. I don't know if you remember, but I'm pretty shy if I don't know you.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, if I get you talking for flip's sakes, you don't.
No. What was I? I just wrote something. But no. One of the things that
Oh, sorry. I was just about to say sorry because you were saying something along the lines of like you don't even get up in 6:30 in the a.m. and some people like you know they've been through hell and back and here they are still showing up at 6 a.m. Like my boss here, he's giving me a lot of contrast in my life as far as I was saying before. You know, like you know, oh, I hate my life. Da, da, da. Like this guy, he's in through some crud, man. This guy is just making it, but like his life is rough. You know, and he can't do much about it, but just keep going forward every day. And like, as far as I'm concerned, this guy's like several years, 10, 12 years older than me. And here I am, young little boy who's like, my life sucks. And he's just like, yeah, shut your mouth.
But it's also our generational thing. Like,
truthfully enough,
like our generation,
we don't know how good we got it.
No, we're super entitled.
Well, yeah,
it's the problem.
In any which way you look at it, but I mean, like, it's about.
And then, like, you know, it's really funny because Victor's generation has literally no concept of what that is. Like being entitled. Like, no, like they're more okay. Do you remember when you were in school? Did you actually care?
No.
About it?
I didn't care about anything really. I cared about what Gregory wanted and when I wanted it, man. Like that was the bottom line. And like that's why I was gonna say, oh, sorry.
His entire group of friends is actually concerned about having good grades.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was kind
of... They want a good life.
No, like, I mean, like, I remember looking back at, like, even when they were, like, in grade 7 and 8, that was a concern that they had. I look back at us and I'm like, did we care? No, I don't remember caring.
I'll tell you, the one reason for me is because, like, I remember everyone was telling me, as long as you try.
Well, we make competition with each other. That's the thing.
But, like, see, that's the smartest way to go. I remember, like, I went back to high school after I'd already graduated to do math. That was it. Because in order to go into game development, I needed to go into pretty much,
higher math.
I needed grade 12 math, and I dropped that as soon as I graduated. Yeah, man, drop that! You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do math. You kidding me? But anyways, like, I sat in a class with, like, pretty much, like, not a lot of people who spoke English. But there's this one guy who sat right behind me. Dude was the best freaking math man I ever knew in my life. And I turned back and be like, yo, G, what answer did you get on this? And he'd be like, 62. And I'd be like, you're full of... And he'd be like, no, here's how I did it. And like, he'd explain it to me. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. And like, we'd argue. We'd yell at each other damn near it. And at the end of the day, he was always right. And I'd be like, look, man, I know I said I was going to smash your head in, but like...
It's too precious.
You help me see the light.
No, but like, right, like that's the thing. Like, I remember stuff like that, and even like a lot through high school. Like a lot of my friends didn't like genuinely care, and and it really threw me off to see like his friend group and how. Do you want me to like pause it for a sec?
Why?
No, I just...
Oh, no, sorry. I've got alarms going off all the time telling me, like, wipe your ass.
Okay. We don't need to know that.
Take care of yourself is the point, okay? Like, don't forget about this thing and that thing,
No, but like, no, so like, yeah, but like his generation, like in contrast to his, I almost see like night and day. Like the other thing too, I was telling Victor is like, I find, well, I don't know if you felt this, but I felt that like a lot of the times when we were younger, like ethnically, we'd hang out with like our ethnicity. You know what I mean?
You know who I am and what school I went to?
No, I know.
That was my issue, man. I had nobody like my ethnicity, bud.
No, I know, but like I found that, right? All the Arizona.
You know what? Now that you actually really do mention it, there was that little crew that we always hung out with that happened to be of the ethnicity that I happened to share, and I was always like, I hate these goddamn people. Like something about them, man, really just turned my nose away from them.
No, yeah, but like, and then I look at his generation,
diverse.
They don't care.
Well, yeah,
we try to get every race in.
Yeah. No, it's
just like we're missing like the air of we need one.
Crap, Ali.
I'm joking.
Remember? Now I told him that. Remember that time when we were in grade 9 and they called Ali down to the office, and the whole school was at the office.
It's not even a joke.
It was so funny.
Not even a joke.
Yeah,
but no, it's because
I know like 6 Mohammeds.
No, the thing was they had like a supply office lady that day, and she forgot to say his last name.
Yeah,
all she said was like, she's like, could Ali please come down to the office?
Ali was like, well, I don't know if that's me. And that could very well be my mom. And like, for some reason, their mothers are like, so. Whatever.
Right? So like, it was so funny because like, I remember we were in like a science class at the time, and there were, just in that one class alone, there were 3 Alis.
I think so, or something like that, yeah.
There was like 3 of them, and I was like, that's insane, right? And then there were like, and like, the thing too is like, we later found out that there were a few girls who go by Ali. Yeah. Like their name were like Allison or like whatever. It's like, and they were going by Ali too. And I was like, what is this? Like,
it's the most popular name, they say.
No, well, it's not actually.
Well, I mean, one of them.
It's Muhammad Lee.
Really?
Well, Muhammad and Lee are the most popular.
Well, you know, Muhammad is if you put an A right before that, in between those section there, you got Ali.
I can't believe you just said that. It's just
the whitest way possible, too.
I think we should say that. Well, I think they could tell by
like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
I think, man, I want to get copyright strike.
Oh, whatever.
You don't have to deal with it. I do.
Yeah. That's right.
But the other day, when we had my sister on, because we've had my sister on this, and she started singing, I had to like crop out like half of it because it was like a good like 14 seconds, and I was like, anything over 5, and I'm gonna get hit by something.
Yeah.
Right? So
you gotta stop it soon.
No, it's like, it was really funny.
Can you do some free verses? No? Okay, well, just
hit
this button on the microphone. Go ahead.
You have the floor.
Yeah.
No, there's but yeah, like there's a lot of stuff like that I think is really funny. How like, in contrast to like, and it's so bizarre because there's only 6 years between us.
Yeah.
And there's like just so many like,
a lot of difference.
How old are you again?
15.
Okay.
6 years.
Tell you what, man, get a job.
Honestly, I'm thinking about getting one.
Like I'll tell you what, don't even stress getting one during school. Like, moment summer starts, man.
Yeah, summer.
Like, yo, farm boy, man, they'll hire you in a second. They hired me. Be like, go there and be like, yo, some guy named Greg told me to work here.
For context, Farm Boy is a grocery store in Canada, in Ontario, exclusively in Ontario.
Oh yeah, that's on Ontario. That's okay.
It's only in Ontario.
Oh yeah. No.
What is it? There's a guy. I have a friend who actually works in one, and he says that it's like a cult. No, it's like a religion. He's like, I got my regulars. There are people who are like.
I know, man. I was really deep into it, but I'll tell you, man. Just like get a job, get money in your pocket. That's all you want. That's all you want. That's all you want. It's just money to yourself. That's all you need. Okay, promise you, man.
Why does he need money?
Well, like I'll tell you what, the one thing that really taught me responsibility in life was having my own amount of money. Because then people ask you for money. People need money, and then you start to learn that you can't. No, I'm not trying to get like all.
Am I gonna have to boost the audio on that so they can hear that?
Well, I mean, like, if they can fill in the blanks, it's better for the people, you know. What I mean? But like, you know, I'm just saying, like, whenever I was like 16 years old, I was told to get a job, and I just blew it off. But like looking back, man, if I just had that money saved up.
Look. In my case, the job I was telling you earlier how I worked at a camp where they taught like languages and stuff, and I got that job by pure luck.
Yeah.
Like the story goes. Well, I guess I should tell the story. Might as well. Actually, we're running out of time, so maybe next time. But I'll tell you after the record. But yeah, I'll tell that story next time. But it's like,
as far as I'm concerned, it was a pleasure being on here, guys. It was a fun laugh and a half. I don't know if we're saying goodbye yet.
No, we're not. I was just saying, like, there's not enough time.
I'm just saying, like, isn't that the end?
No, we can wrap up.
Well, I mean, I just want to, like...
Okay. Like, there's a lot of things that were said that are going to be cut out, so it might not end up at the same time.
I mean, I don't... Oh, whatever. I can't... You know what? End it.
Okay,
actually, wait. Is there anything else
he doesn't want to end
it. I just want to make sure. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we cut it off?
Want to shout out?
Very, very, very important thing for all the people out there listening to know. You should always tip the delivery guy and your waitresses because they don't make money more than you think. And that's pretty much all I got to say, man.
No shout outs to anybody?
Not at all, man. Who the hell is listening to this?
We actually have a few people that listen to it.
All right.
I mean,
well, as I said, if I did not say it in the beginning, shout-outs to whoever the hell knows this voice. And that's all I can say to that.
I'm just going to, send it to everyone you know.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You can end it now.
This has been a Two Lion Brothers podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and comment if you're on Apple Podcasts, because that's where you can comment. And that's been it.
Yeah,
bye.
We still have no. Why are you saying bye?
What do you want?
Oh, we still follow us.
It's a chunk you gotta
no. There's stuff we have to get through. Like, there's always stuff we have to get through. But also, I still haven't fixed our Instagram. I'm sorry. Instagram. I'll get through that.
We still haven't posted anything.
It's actually funny because we actually have some I think there's 7 followers on it, but it's I've had people literally message me, yo man, I'm waiting for you to add a profile pic at least. And I'm like, okay, fine. But yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. I'll get to that.
Holding out on your customers there, bud.
Okay, look, hey, it's hard. I'm a student. The fact that I even do, okay, no one forget. Bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.